Welcome to day 15. In week 1, you learn to recognize emotions one at a time. You practice noticing how they feel in your body, how they rise and fall, and how you can meet them without turning away. In week 2, you learned how to use toning to help your body release tension and return to a calmer state. Now, in week 3, we'll put it all together. For the rest of this journey, our focus is on patterns. Patterns are the repeated ways you respond to life. They're not flaws. They are learned responses your nervous system created to help you feel safe. But before we begin, I want to share something special with you. When you signed up for this 21-day journey, you received the daily videos and a short self-assessment to help you notice your emotional patterns. If you'd like to go deeper, I have put together a private resource page for you. On this page, you'll find 3 things. First, the full, in-depth self-assessment that gives you a clearer picture of your mood, your personality, and behavioral patterns. Then, you'll receive a downloadable copy of my book, Heal Your Emotions. And the third thing is a complete toning guide to help you release tension and interrupt those patterns in the moment. All you need to do is click on the link below, which will take you to my resources page, where you can access all the material. Now, some emotions show up more than others. You may have noticed certain feelings tend to follow the same situations, the same kinds of conversations, or even the same times of day. This isn't random. These are patterns, and patterns are where we'll focus for the rest of our time together. A pattern is a repeated way of responding. Sometimes it's emotional, like feeling anxious when plans change. And sometimes it's behavioral, like avoiding a conversation because it feels uncomfortable. And then sometimes it's a blend of both, such as shutting down emotionally when someone gets upset with you. So for the final week, we'll explore 3 kinds of patterns. Mood patterns are the emotional states you live in most of the time. Personality patterns are the consistent ways you relate to yourself and to others. And the behavioral patterns are the actions you take, often without even thinking. And that can either support your emotional health or keep you stuck. You'll not be labeling yourself as good or bad. You'll simply be noticing. The moment you notice a pattern, you create the first opening for change, and that's awareness. Today is a gentle transition day. It's not about finding every pattern right now. Instead, we are shifting your awareness from single emotions into the bigger picture. You've learned to notice how anger, grief, shame, or fear feel in your body. Now, you'll look at how those emotions group together, repeat, or lead to certain behaviors. Here's a simple example. Imagine someone who feels anxiety in social settings. Now that's a mood pattern. Over time, they may develop a personality pattern of avoidance, choosing to stay home or interact only with familiar people. To support that avoidance, they might develop a behavioral pattern of procrastinating when returning phone calls. These are all connected. By seeing the connection, change can happen anywhere along the chain. Now you may be asking yourself, why should you look at patterns? Emotions are often easier to notice in the moment. But patterns reveal the deeper blueprint you have been living by. When you see a pattern clearly, you have a better chance of changing it. You're no longer acting blindly. You're recognizing the map. This is where your awareness from the past 2 weeks becomes powerful. You have learned to pause and breathe instead of getting pulled away by a feeling. Now, you can trace your feelings back to the patterns they belong to. In the next few days, I'll invite you to use my emotional pattern self-assessment. It's not a test, and it's not a label. It's a tool to help you see which patterns show up most often. There's even a shorter, quick start version if you'd like the simple snapshot. And if you'd like to try it, you'll find it in the link below, so you can take it privately at your own pace. Also, I'll give you a free copy of my new book, Heal Your Emotions. Again, click the link to get the resources. Think of this as another layer of discovery. Patterns are like well-worn paths in a forest. You have walked them so often, your feet know the way. But if you pause and look around, you may notice other paths, ones that lead to somewhere exciting. Remember 2 things as we begin. You are not your patterns. They are learned responses, and learned responses can change. Awareness is enough for now. You don't have to fix anything yet. The gentler you hold your awareness, the more naturally change will come. So for today, try this. As you go through your day, notice if a familiar emotion appears. Instead of stopping at the feeling, ask yourself, is this part of a bigger pattern? Has this feeling led me to respond in a similar way before? Just notice without judgment. You might want to jot down what the emotion was, what seemed to trigger it, and how you responded. Sometimes you'll not see the full pattern until it repeats a few times. By the end of this week, you'll have a clearer picture of the moods you carry, the personality traits that shape your interactions, and the behaviors that follow in both ease and stress. With this clarity, you'll be able to choose responses that truly support your well-being. Tomorrow, we'll begin with mood patterns, the emotional climates your system returns to most often. Some, they may feel comfortable, but others are unhelpful. Others may feel heavy or draining. But by noticing them, you'll start to see the emotional atmosphere you've been living in. And from there, we can open the windows and let in something new. So for now, just take a breath and let yourself feel proud for making it this far. You've met your emotions with honesty and kindness. That willingness is the doorway to change. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm looking forward to what unfolds in this final week. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, make it a great day.